Hey, this is Crazy John. I'm with you today at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, and I'm here with Dan Swartout.
Yes, hey Crazy John.
We were practicing that name before we did this, so.
I've got it down after a few years. You were practicing it. I have it. I'm pretty down pat on it.
You didn't have to practice,
No,
huh?
I've got it.
So Dan, maybe you can tell us about where you're from and how long you've been doing comedy.
I am from Columbus, Ohio, and tonight I'm actually glad I was here in Harrisburg doing shows at the Comedy Zone because I'm from Columbus. I went to Ohio State, the much anticipated Ohio State USC football game, which took place tonight, ended in an absolute disaster for the Buckeyes. So at least I got to enjoy myself while everyone else I know back home was at parties in complete misery together. Go Bucks!
Well, you still have an excuse to drink yourself silly tonight because.
Well, you know, Diet Pepsi. If you can drink yourself silly on Diet Pepsi,
What about those people, that girl, that woman that died from drinking too much water? I'm sure you could do damage with Diet Pepsi too.
Was that the woman who was in that contest?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tragedy.
So what got you interested in comedy?
I got interested. I've always been interested in comedy. When I was very young, you know, I had cable and HBO when I was a kid, so I started watching stand-up comedy when I was very young, and you know, I loved that whole comedy boom that happened in the '80s. I totally got into comedy. I dug it, and I kind of always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do this. Other things came along the way that pushed it kind of out of the immediate path.
Like life has a way of doing that.
Life comes in the way.
Damn that life.
I feel like I'm in a lineup here with
you
in this.
I want a number.
This is not with any.
Confess, you did it.
For those of you who are watching this, this is done on an HP PhotoSmart M25 camera.
Very good.
And 6.0 megapixels, and I'm in front of a.
I think it's 7. Is it 6?
It's 6.0. I see it right here.
Oh, bummer.
It honestly feels like with the backdrop in this, like I'm having my picture taken at the DMV. So thank you, Crazy John.
Or it's an old school picture. You know how those are bad, yeah.
Picture. So, you know, everything kind of got pushed out into the wayside, but I always kept coming back to comedy again and again, and then finally I just made the commitment. I'm like, I've always had this on the radar, always something I wanted to do forever, so let's give it a go.
How would you define your comedy?
My comedy, I would define it as, you know, all these people are coming through. We're here.
Yes, but they're attractive,
zone.
so you don't mind, right?
I would define my comedy as, you know, very personal. What I talk about is I talk about myself a lot and stuff that's very real and personal and very high energy. And I think that's how I describe it, a very personal, high energy act. And you're gonna come away from my show knowing an awful lot about me, probably more than I'd even want you to know.
Well, talking about that, now, do you have websites and MySpace pages where people could find out more about you and find out your schedule?
I do, Crazy John.
That's good.
I'm so glad you asked. That's Swarty.com, 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 and MySpace.com/Swarty, SWARTY comedy.
That's great. Well, I tell you what, thanks for being with us tonight.
This has been an absolute pleasure. This is the most bizarre interview I've ever done.
We've done worse, especially with Paul Hooper, who was here tonight. We've done some odd ones with Paul.
That was a great surprise to walk in last night and see Paul. It's an absolute treat.
But
it's a treat to see you, Crazy John.
It's a treat to see you on the other side of the camera. How's that?
Yeah, good. I don't know how this is gonna look.
It'll look fine.
Does it?
You're looking beautiful tonight.
Well, I appreciate that.
Watch out for Paul. He throws
sure.
a soap in front of you, and you don't bend over and pick it up.
See, Crazy John, we had a nice interview going. You know, nice, polite, friendly topics that everyone can enjoy. Then you have to go and ruin it all.
Well, we could edit that out. But
Paul,
one more.
Making an off-color joke, Crazy John. This is already bizarre enough without some of the bizarre
soap things. Hey, well, take care, Dan. Thanks for being with us. You have a good one.